World's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
To the pen! This game is over!
Oh!
field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a live shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
As we approach the final weeks of Season 20, we witness a clash of new blood. A late arrival to the show has proven that they can bang with the best of them. A team built on high-octane power and ferocious velocity, they don't need your contact. Taking their talents to the main stage for the first time, they look to make a statement to their fellow rookie. Opposite, a balanced and tenacious lineup, a dicey, close game denier, a rookie backed with long ball threats galore and a thirst for proving themselves in prime time. This squad stands eager to stampede their way into the Rookie of the Year race with a victory tonight. It is Fizzy and the New York Hot Cobbers squaring off against Galaxy and the Monaco Mustangs. Welcome to XBL Match of the Week.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in. Welcome in. What a show we have tonight between two rookies on a random Thursday because Caster's got a little bit behind. We apologize for that. We've had some issues with availability, but regardless, we wanted to get this in before we got to next weekend's Match of the Weeks. And with me tonight is Mystery Man, as always. How you doing, Mist?
I'm good, man. We've got Urban rocking and rolling in the chat here, always with the great intro. And we've got two players that I really like these two players. They're both new. I know Fizzy from SMNL, and Galaxy has just been a great ad. I know he struggled a little bit, but that's just completely typical. You're not going to come into the XBL in maybe 1 out of 30 people and really dominate or do anything, but he's done okay, and I like his game a lot.
Yeah, definitely a good shout out of Urban as well. I will get you this weekend's stuff tomorrow, by the way. Thank you for this week's. And let's go through these keys. Rookie of the Year races. Yeah, you want to throw them up? Go Rangers. Go Rangers. But anyways, the Rookie of the Year race, this one's pretty obvious. I mean, these two in the XBL right now are in the lead for Rookie of the Year, I would say. They're just separated by a win or two. They do have a decent discrepancy between their losses. But they're ahead of Julio and Heisman in that Rookie of the Year race. So when you look at walking away with something in your rookie season, a lot of people aren't going to find playoff success their rookie season. A lot of people aren't going to find themselves in the playoffs at all their rookie season. Both of these guys still have a chance. But even if they don't get in, they can still get that Rookie of the Year trophy. And this set right here has huge, huge implications for who's going to win that.
Yeah, I don't think either is going to make the playoffs. It's kind of it's a lesser cut than in the AAA where they have a few more teams get in there. But I do think if Fizzy had kind of a slow start. I don't think he really knew the rules when he came in here. I think he signed up at the last second, and his roster is probably not exactly what you want. But I've played Fizzy in the SMNL, and he killed me. His hitting was just killing me. But I've also seen some people slow him down. I'm not sure what they're throwing up there, but it's not what I'm throwing up there. And then Galaxy, I do have some experience in scrims against Galaxy. My take on Galaxy is if you're able to really pitch well, because he seems like he's really got it together as far as his approach to the game and at the plate. It seems like if you can really make great pitches, you can slow him down. But as soon as you make mistakes, and you can say this for anybody, but I think especially for him, I felt like I kept him at bay for like 5 innings, and then all of a sudden my pitcher got tense, or maybe he got, I don't remember exactly, but all of a sudden it was getting difficult to locate. RNG started to kick in, and then he started really hitting on me. So I started hitting on me. That's a funny line there. But I do like his game, and I think this is a pretty even matchup between Fizzy and Galaxy, especially now that Fizzy is starting to find his sea legs.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a very even matchup, and that's a perfect segue into that second point. I know you said you played these guys in the SMNL, but I've obviously played these guys in the XBL and have experience against them relatively recently. And so I would say both of them are definitely similar players. Both of them are definitely very evenly matched, which is why League Office put them together. I mean, they ended up being really evenly matched. And I think they're similar on both sides in terms of the good and the bad. I think they kind of struggle with the same thing and excel at the same thing. Like you said, Fizzy can mash. He can definitely hit the ball, and so can Galaxy. Don't forget, Galaxy went like 10-4 in the group play and cup and showed that he can hit the ball. And both of these guys, when they're locked in, they do have a pretty good eye, and they can swing the bat. But, it's a typical newer XBL sort of thing where they don't have all of the SMB IQ, I guess I would call it, when it comes to the fielding, the pickles, when to throw what pitch, when to cheese somebody with a high curve, things like that. And that's something that's going to work against you, obviously against the veterans, but against two guys that are both rookies, that's not as big of a factor maybe as someone else. And to the third point, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me playing both of these guys, Galaxy actually swept me. I think he's the only team beneath me in the standings that swept me, so I have a lot of respect for him. And Fizzy played me tight. And what I noticed between both guys is they go through some spells where they have a really good eye, but they can expand the zone at times, especially when they're down in a game and it feels like you've got to reach for some runs, which is very typical for a lot of players. But they also both really pound the strike zone when it comes to the mound. And especially Galaxy pounds the strike zone with fastballs. I'm not sure exactly how well Fizzy can hit the velocity, but both of them threw a ton of strikes. And so even if they do struggle for stints with their eye, if they pitch the way they normally pitch, where they're just strikes, both of these guys are going to be able to score runs. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see not who adjusts at the plate, but who adjusts on the mound and is willing to throw balls in this matchup. Then the last factor I would say is, you mentioned it a little bit. Fizzy, I haven't played Julio and Heisman, but Fizzy, out of the people I played, definitely had the weakest roster, which is probably a factor of him coming in late, didn't get a lot of bias on it and things like that. Galaxy's roster is definitely the advantage in this game for him, because when they're so deadlocked, you're looking for little things here or there. I think Galaxy has the better roster.
Yeah, I don't think Fizzy even knew there was carry or non-carryover in this league. He might have been expecting a DH. Like, he honestly didn't know the rules. He just came in, really wanted to jump in, and we're really happy to have Fizzy. I'm pretty sure he can catch up, though, because I'm a power pitcher, even just by nature. So even over in the SMNL, all I know is he hit the crap out of me. And I'm pretty sure I was power pitching, fastballs. So, yeah, of the two, I would guess that Fizzy can catch up slightly better. But I think Galaxy can probably handle junk better. But that's a little bit of a reading tea leaves. But that's what I would guess.
Yeah, and so without further ado, we've got the keys talked about. These two guys, these are pre-recorded games because they were ready for the weekend, but the casters were not, so I appreciate these guys giving us some pre-recorded games. We're not going to have to worry about lag and things like that. We'll hopefully have this thing timed up where we're at Thursday Night Football halftime and we see a couple of great baseball games here in the first half of the football game. I expect a split personally. And we'll see how it goes. Like I said, huge implications for the Rookie of the Year race. And also, either of these guys get a sweep, they're not far out of the playoff picture at all. So this is a monumental set here in the late stages of the season. So y'all give us a minute. We'll switch everything over, and we will see who comes out on top here on Match of the Week. Okay, folks, here we go. We're going to have the away team's perspective on both games. So we're going to see Fizzy's perspective here in the first game, but it is Park de Jardineros, which is home of the Mustangs, the Monaco Mustangs and Galaxy, which is the home stadium I play also. Like we say every time, it's got those triples corners, but one of the deeper stadiums, not the easiest stadium to hit it out at, and definitely a stadium that you can get a lot of stuff at the wall if it's around it. If you're a good fielder, you can rob some home runs. I'm going to expect, Mist, I think I'm going to predict a low-scoring game one because just the match of the week nerves can really affect rookies. And then I think in game two, maybe these two settle in and we see a higher scoring affair.
Yeah, well, yeah, neither of them have proven to be extremely high-powered offenses, partly just experience in this league. I think they both have the potential to do that. And like you said, this this stadium, although it is built for triples, is not really a high-scoring stadium.
Yeah, and we saw a weird bounce on the first at-bat that went off of the mound and turned into a single. We've got Carl Johnson on the mound. He's got a 4-pitch arsenal, very standard 4-pitch arsenal, but about the cheapest you can make a starter and still get over that threshold. Lower accuracy and has choker as well. Looks like he induced a double play ball here on to second. It's over to first, so 3 up, 3 down after the leadoff single for the Hot Cobbers. And now Steven Fitzgerald on the mound, who also has about 50 velo, but he does have higher junk, and he's got elite screwball, which you see him use on the very first pitch, gets Hot Cobbers swinging for the pop-up. That is a tough pitch to hit at 93 ego, elite screw.
Yeah, especially with that much junk.
We'll see who can be patient at the plate. Like I said, both these guys do throw a lot of strikes, but you still have to be patient to a degree. That screwball looks like he's going to use it a lot. Already 3 of the first 4 pitches are elite screws, and this one's fouled off. Now he's looking at a slider. He's got a little bit of an interesting arsenal here with no changeup.
I've almost never seen this arsenal in the XBL. You do get goofy arsenals in the lower league. Even there, this would be a very big aberration, but it does appear to be quite a usable arsenal. It's just something you really don't see.
Yeah, and like we talked about with some sort of roster differences between them, you saw the standard 4-pitch arsenal for Galaxy, who's got more of an XBL tailored roster, and then you see Fizzy here that's got more of a AA arsenal on his starter, but effective enough there in the first inning. 3 up and 3 down for both guys. And just like I alluded to at the beginning of the set, we've seen a lot of strikes thrown so far and a lot of early swings. Both of these guys can locate. It's more of a pitch selection issue when it comes to these two on the mound. We'll see how that fares, but a good pitch on the corner there, four-seam located well and gets the strikeout.
Yeah, and when you say that, Uni, a lot of that is also experience against these types of players. You know, your pitch selection against others in even the AAA might be a little different than some of these folks we have up here in the top league. That there are certain pitches you almost never want to throw. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, another strikeout. The velo's causing issues right now at the dish for the Hot Cobbers. But yeah, like you said, I think just as important as your location is what pitch you throw at what time in the XBL, because if you throw the right pitch at the right time and get somebody off on their timing, you can throw a meaty pitch like a curveball, but if they're expecting a four-seam and they only get 50 power on their score, it's usually going to turn into a pop-out. So that's the big factor when it comes to switching up your pitches, and he did well right there. Got a low-power score on a curveball that found the zone, and another nice inning on the mound for Galaxy.
Yeah, another important pitching aspect that I think is probably overlooked, a nice double there, Unicorn. We almost never talk about it, is hiding a pitch. Sometimes you can hide a pitch for like 5, 6, 7 pitches, sometimes 2 or 3 batters. And then if you go to that pitch under the pressure, the opponent just has no clue. Just it's completely out of the mind, and you can sometimes snooker them, like you said, even if it's meaty.
Yeah, and really when you talk about a hidden pitch and when to use it, you're looking at the Hot Cobbers arsenal for that. He's got more pitches, and he's got some funky pitches. That elite screwball is, I think, the best pitch in the game to just randomly mix in a 2-strike count. Regardless, though, Fizzy's using elite screwball to lead off most at-bats, and so far it's been working. This one's out there in the danger zone. Shortstop's able to range back, though, so that leadoff double did move up to third, but 2 outs back-to-back now, and we'll see if Galaxy's able to manufacture a run here. He's got a great batter at the plate in Dante.
Yeah, I think Screwball,
A slider under the zone, but it's a little bit middle, so he's able to get a piece of it, and the first run is on the board for Galaxy. Both of these guys in their first ever match of the week, and that can cause some nerves, but Galaxy starting off with a lead, that'll be huge. And a game like this on the big stage, and now he pops one up on a weak 4-seam that was meatballed, but popped up to right field and put away. So 1 run does come across for the Monaco Mustangs, and now the Hot Cobbers come back up to the plate. Really low power on this batter. And one thing about the Hot Cobbers team, Mist, is he's got extremely low contact for the XBL compared to the rest of the league. He's got some 40 or 50 contact guys mixed in there. You are not going to see that much at 93 Ego.
yeah, you really won't. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's thinking there, but we'll see.
Yeah, and the low contact, I mean, if you're used to playing in the SMNL, I think you can get away with it a little more. Or I guess really you have no choice because of the way some of those standard players are built. But in the XBL, you're going to see 60 or 70 contact minimum on pretty much the entire lineup. Closer to 70 for the most part. But I would say the Hot Cobbers average is more around 50. He does have some batters with around 70 contact, but not majority. He did move up the runner on a hit and run there, and now the pitcher's up, and it looks like he's going to advance him to third, so a couple of ground balls move the runner up to third. We'll see if Fizzy here can answer back with a run of his own. Same situation Galaxy just found himself in. Carl Johnson is locked in on the mound. Good eye here. It's a 3-0 count. Swings in 3-0, but that 4 seems too much. Well located on the corner. Galaxy is really good at locating the 4-seam. And he locates it well at the top of the zone there for a strikeout. Velo is too much for both of these guys so far. Leaves the runner stranded at third. And we're into the bottom of the third. Still 1-0, Mustangs up.
Yeah, this is a good reminder, though, folks. There's a huge difference in reticle size from AAA to XBL. I mean, it seems like 15 or 20 points difference. Like a 70 reticle in AAA looks, to me at least, and I don't use huge reticles. It looks huge, but here it looks like a 40 or 45 reticle. It's really kind of crazy, but you know, these are supposed to be the best players in the world, and they are. So they got to hit with garbage reticles, I guess.
Yeah, one thing when you're in the XBL at the 93 Ego, when you're facing the righty on righty or lefty on lefty pitcher, you notice a very negated reticle no matter what your contact is. If you're facing righty on righty or lefty on lefty, your reticle is pretty small already at 70. So dealing with 40 or 50 contact, really difficult. But he does rope one there after getting 3 outs on the mound. The Hot Cobbers get a good swing on the first pitch in this inning. It turns into nothing though. And look at all that power with his contact. This is what I'm talking about, Mist.
That's crazy power. I mean, I can't imagine the cost of that power on that hitter.
A drop at first base. I missed if it was a bad throw or just a low percentage drop. Regardless, error, and the runner reaches first. Now 0-2 count to Lucas Pookers, who also has high power and low contact. Swings that one into the dirt. Runner safely to second, but an out at first. Fizzy actually displaying the better eye so far. Does reach on a changeup out of the zone there. And then a perfect changeup on the corner from Galaxy. 4-seam located well too. Another strikeout too late on the 4-seam. Galaxy's been going to that 4-seam with a 2-strike count. It's been paying off. See if the Hot Cobbers can hold it on the mound. Both starters doing well through 4 innings so far. That one just down the line and still able to corral it. Just barely fair. And now Private Pigeon up to the plate, who's got insane stats with that first pitch slayer. Looks more civilian now with the pert gone. That slider dangerous. A lot of sliders so far from Fizzy. You can definitely tell he's a newer XBL guy. You're not going to find someone throwing a lot of sliders.
Yeah, I don't think I would be throwing sliders to Galaxy, to be quite frank. I don't think that's the recipe at all. Like any middle pitch, if you're able to find the spot, those pitches are absolutely deadly. But as soon as you start missing with those middle pitches, that's where the power score explodes, and you can really get in trouble.
Yeah, missed another slider there, but underneath it was Galaxy. And it's worth mentioning the one run that Galaxy has, it came off of a double on a slider. Then the RBI hit was off of a slider as well. And that's one thing when you're moving up in the XBL is you really have to try to keep a good mindset on, or I guess a better way to say it is pay attention to people's tendencies and what pitch they're hitting well. And so far, the most success has been on the slider for Galaxy. That one was a meaty pitch, but I see a weak hit over to second base. So a couple of really quick outs here in the top of the fifth. Hot Cobber's yet to get anything going offensively. Carl Johnson on the mound, absolutely cruising, still locked in, up over 50 pitches now. Finally going to lose some stamina, but he gets a good snag there on the mound.
Wow.
So low scoring affair, screwball right down the middle. Oh, he goes back to it. It's not located well. Galaxy is missing some meatballs right now. Hot Cobbers are not locating well. He is lucky. That four seam high, but in the middle of the zone, so it's able to get roped up through center field. Yeah, watching from Fizzy's perspective, he's really leaving some meat over the plate. I think if Galaxy wasn't in match of the week and having some jitters, he would have quite a few more runs on this right now, but his reticle is not great to start this game.
No, he's definitely gotten away with some things.
Oh, a possible double play, but he slides back just in time. Swings on that elite screwball off of the zone. That was a good time to use the pitch from Fizzy.
Yeah, I mean, Fizzy's not hiding it, especially with this pitcher. I mean, it does play to this pitcher's strengths. He's just winding him in and out. He's not coming straight at him. He's just trying to mix up the look. But I still think that slider is a bit too dangerous. You can throw that screwball, it looks like, but I would be very careful with that slider.
I did locate the screwball perfectly there, but yeah, like you said, I mean, Fizzy's kind of just cycling through all five of his pitches right now, using them all. He's not setting anything up. He's just throwing a different pitch one after the other and putting it wherever it ends up in the zone. It's a lot of batters, that's going to be a problem, but against a rookie, I guess you can get away with it. And so far, he's gotten away with it. Only one run for the Mustangs. It's still very much a close game here in the top of the sixth, a low-scoring affair. Haven't seen a ton of action when it comes to hits finding dirt. 3-2 count, good job here. The pitcher is at the plate. Swings late on a changeup. Maybe he was trying to work a walk.
Yeah, wants that one back.
Four-seam swung on first pitch. Shortstop's able to get there without diving and put it away easily. So a couple outs now after a full count. We see a first pitch swinging at bat. And now we've got another high-power, low-contact hitter at the plate. If he can get a hold of one of these, it's only a one-run game. He can tie this thing up. 98 power score, but swings early on the change.
Yeah, to me, this is not a pitcher that should bother Galaxy too much.
Yeah, the Hot Cobbers are struggling
Fizzy.
the Fizzy's struggling with the velo, even though the velo's only at 55 or so on the mound. Right. I wonder what kind of starter we're going to see in game two, because neither of these starters seem to be the aces in the rotation.
Yeah, I've always seen Fizzy as a player that can handle velo, and that pitcher doesn't have a lot of motion. So I'm a little surprised Fizzy could get going here, though. Believe me.
Yeah, either of these guys are able to put up a lot of runs very quickly. That's the second time we've seen that identical bounce off of the infield through the middle, and another hit rewarded to the Mustangs because of it. If you're the Mustangs here, you would love to add some more pressure. And that screwball is hammered. It's hit all the way out towards the parquet triple gap, and it's a dove on from the left fielder. Not a great arm on Hernandez as well. He's going to round for third, hits the cutoff. It's going to be close, but he's safe, and a run comes across. It's 2-0. As now Galaxy has expanded his lead. Swings at a slider in the dirt. I feel like we've seen slider screwball like 60% of the time, which
Right,
is
yeah.
so far from the XBL standard. We'll see if he goes home. He decides to go to first. Probably could have got him out at home, but regardless, the run comes in, so it's 3-0 now. The Mustangs have a relatively comfortable lead now. Fizzy still working with Stephen Fitzgerald on the mound. Still been a decent outing from the starter, but a couple of mistake pitches have turned into a couple of runs. Galaxy's done a good job of just putting together 2 or 3 hits at a time to score. Right fielder dives, but it's into the cooch. He doesn't catch it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like to me that Fizzy is really locating worth a damn. I mean, he's winding him up with all these back and forths, and now there's a meatball down the middle. But I'm not seeing a lot of attention to detail on the hill. It seems like he's just relying on the fact that his pitcher has an awkward arsenal and trying to, push him side to side, and it's starting to fall apart.
Yeah, the screwball right there swung on, and it's popped up to the center fielder and put away. 2 runs do come across. Fizzy at the plate only has 1 hit in this ball game as Carl Johnson is on fire now on the mound. 3 runs still very much doable. But Fizzy's going to have to put together a lot more than 1 hit, obviously, to get it done. He pops this one up. That's another issue, I think, with low contact there. I mean, the reticle is so hard to get placed perfectly at this ego. Oh, that one's right down the middle and swung on late. I mean, these hitter builds, it almost feels like Julio his first season. He had the talent, but his roster was so cheeks that it's just hard to overcome. Oh, a misplay out there in center field. Maybe this is a little bit of the break that the Hot Cobbers need as they get a double here with 1 out. Base jogger's engaged. He's going to go all the way to third. Oh, no, he's too aggressive. He gets thrown out. Base jogger comes into play. Without base jogger, he's 100% there.
Wow, that took 2 weeks to get to third base.
I mean,
come on, man.
Round second there with literally anyone but base jogger, and he does it anyways. And that's just another...
I was gonna say we finally had somebody beat that triples corner out there in parquet.
That's one of those situations that I talked about where both of these guys are newer to the game. They don't have the XBL IQ yet. You might not have the timing all the way down at this ego. I mean, in a 3-0 game, you don't really want to risk that third base, but he does it anyways, and so no runs come across. It's still 0-3. The on-fire pitcher is at the plate. We're into the bottom of the 7th here in our match of the week set between the 2 rooks. Galaxy so far has a good hold on this game. Hot Cobbers still very much in and only down 3. Those starters still remain on the mound. We see another elite screwball, this one in the dirt. Now looking at that 4-seam, it's caused some fits so far. It looks like it causes another one as he swings, pops it up. Back is Henry. He's able to glove it cleanly for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, another thing to remember, oh no.
No starter is about to get pulled anyways. He got domed. Now you surely have to take him out. All the way down at 1 bar as you continue to pitch with him for no reason. Looks at the bullpen.
I was just going to say, Uni, one thing to keep in mind is the slider and screwball are not that easy to locate. So you see some off pitches. Typically, when you're throwing a lot of changeups and fastballs, you locate enough of those that you don't notice that somebody's wild with, the middle pitches. But he's throwing so many of those middle pitches, and he's really not locating them. Yeah,
I think he's locating the more standard pitches a lot better than he's locating the screwball and slider, but that pitcher did come out for the reliever. This one's blooped out there into shallow right field, and the runner's going to be able to get to third safely. So with 2 outs, runners are on 1st and 3rd, and now Galaxy has the chance to blow this game open here in the 7th with 1 big swing of the bat. Swings at a curveball well, but perfectly placed on the corner. There's a slider in this arsenal as well. Another interesting, I would say, arsenal on this pitcher. Sliders just off the plate, swung on by Galaxy, popped up and put away, so nothing comes across after a couple runners get on. Still only 2 hits for Fizzy. He hits this one well. Curveball. Can the right fielder get there? Oh, a great dive over there from Galaxy in right field. We see the first flash of the leather here on Match of the Week tonight. And right back to the right fielder. He gets a double reward as he puts the first 2 away now in just a couple of pitches. That's going to help Carl Johnson, who's trying to get a complete game performance on